seen, heard, smelled. This
Don't
is
know.
us.
Oh, I did shower yesterday for Christmas at my
So
parents',
it's
so
not a
it's fine.
terrible smell then.
But
And we
yesterday was the
uninstalled all
day
the,
after Christmas.
Yeah, well, stepmom's mom, I don't know, I can't do the math on that. Asked that we all be met after Christmas, even though we're the safest people to meet with right now because we've all just had COVID. So we're like, we're all immune. Why are you saying don't meet with us before meeting with you? I get it. She's old. She's paranoid.
Yeah.
And I would be too at like 80 something. But I was just like, you in-law.
Yeah.
But tonight we're going to go to a happier future. Shadowrun.
That's
future.
damning.
Is it?
Damning.
I feel like we're right on the road. We're like lined back
50-50
up.
maybe. 50-50.
Yeah,
We don't
first
have
class
but at least we
flight
get
to
magic in
Germany.
Shadowrun.
It's pretty solid. Okay.
Das ist meine
Magic and we get
Scheiße.
elves.
Yeah.
So we're back with another Shadowrun Anarchy game going on with our little experiment here where we play in the Shadowrun universe using different game systems. This one actually written by the people that do Shadowrun. Imagine that. So let's just quickly go through and just tell us anything you want to plug and who you're playing tonight. I'm just going to go down on the screen here with Chuck. Why don't we start with you, Chuck?
Yeah, Chuck, HBIC over at Defenders of Cobalt. You can catch us Wednesday for Rime of the Frost Maiden using Dark Trails. Friday for basic fantasy role-playing. That'll be New Year's Day. But yeah, I'm playing Ivan, everyone's favorite Russian mage. Yeah, that's it. That's great. I'm going to, cast a spell or something, just not in space.
Yeah.
Christopher.
That's me. I am one of two old guys games. You can find our stuff on DriveThruRPG, 2oggames.com, Goodman Games actual web shop. It's mostly DCC. There's one 5e product. And I am playing Techno G, short for Gregorius, who believes that tech can overcome everything and is an elf. Rigger, but he also does a little decking on the side because we're low on the tech support. Tech support.
Most definitely. Jeff?
I'm Jeff, Adventures in Lollygagging. We play games on twitch.tv/lollygaggers. Tomorrow night, Monday night, you can catch myself, Chuck, a few others playing Alien. I think Tuesday over on the Free League Publishing channel, we're playing Twilight 2K, but maybe not at this point. Who knows? And that's pretty much it for this week that I know of. The holidays are kind of throwing our schedule into a little bit of chaos, but I am playing Gantu Praboa, who is also known as Simon Garfunkel. We've learned, and his real life is he's an avid bowler, and he is a man who has many pieces of chrome. He's a street samurai, but in his fake life, he is a hand model, and it's quite lovely. Oh, hand singular because his other arm is chrome. But yeah, that's him. He also grifts. Up and coming grifter.
Brendan.
Hi, I'm Frendon. I'm part of the Defenders of Kobold. I'm playing an orcish mage, shaman more, rat shaman totem guy who's sneaky and duplicitous and kind of a shyster and a lot of fun because I get to essentially be a cad for a few hours, which is always good. And I'm looking forward to casting Clairvoyance and going catatonic for maybe like the third or fourth time. It seems to be my trademark now, is I try to peer into another world and instead get knocked out of the current one. So look forward to my character failing miserably because that's always fun. I actually do enjoy that.
Failure is good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Bert. I am the primary GM and host for the podcast of Steam, Steel, and Murder. I also run games here on Notorious DMG. And if folks don't get to play Twilight 2000 on Tuesday, there's a little first edition Dungeons & Dragons game going on that same night.
There sure is.
Welcome to jump in on. But let's get started here. So in our last session, you guys made it back to land from the transorbital. with not Ivan, Gantu, Techno G, and Nar. Instead, you have assumed some other identities. Paul Art for Ivan,
Oh, that is.
who is a
yeah.
bespoke coffee mug
I
seller.
am. Yes.
Chris, Philip Charles, Arthur George Windsor, electronic security consultant.
Indubitably, I am security royalty.
Mm. Simon Garfunkel, as he has said, the thespian for Mr. Gantu. And Frendon, you weren't here last episode, so why don't you come up with a an incognito
Yeah.
personality for this?
Caulk Guar.
It's not what
And-
you use to fix your walls.
No. Yeah.
It's definitely not.
I mean,
What kind of business are you in that you can afford a luxury resort in Germany for a little holiday?
tile work.
Tile work.
Mhm.
There we go.
Porcelains, mostly. Fine porcelains like the old world used to have.
Anything you make with your own hands these days commands
Yeah.
a very high dollar.
I porcelanded a good gig.
There we go.
Oh.
So
I
as last,
have made that joke.
so you guys have quickly left the suborbital, and since you gave a hand to the onboard Sky Cop, she spoke well of you guys helping out, so you weren't detained by the police like just about everyone else were. Although you did have to give her your names and where you're going to be staying, but they cleared you through just in time for you to catch your train 1 of the train 2s that you're going to have to use to get to the castle Mauchmusen. So this train that you're just squeaking into before it's about to leave, you were detained a little bit, so it's put you behind schedule. There are several people waiting to board. This is a beautiful, spanking new grav train. It's sleek. It looks like a shark on rails. You notice that every third car has a gun cupola on it, though. That's a little unusual. But you are greeted by the train steward, who does greet everyone in English because it looks like this is mostly people coming here for holiday and not native speakers. While the steward is quite nice and she makes sure everybody boards correctly, you guys have you're sharing this is not a long trip. It's a few hours. So you don't have a private car. You're basically in coach, but it's nice. She makes sure everybody gets settled, but you do notice that there are 7 teams of custom agents that you have to go through one after another, presenting your identifications and your passports. And it's because you're going to be traveling through 7 distinct districts in these new German states that each have their own laws. So one after another, you're showing all your passports, you're showing whatever they ask for. Everyone gets through just fine. It seems like your cover identities are holding up just great. Looks like it was well paid for. And you're ushered on. Again, same thing. I think only Gantu has to worry about that. They notice your cyber leg. The scanners show that it is indeed a weapon, but you are going sans ammo. So it's kind of useless, so they don't bother to even bind your cyberware for this. But you do see some people are getting the little lockdown stickers, and you know what happens when people try to use them.
And I comply. I don't make a stink. No, none whatsoever. We got places to go and people to see. So
Sure.
whatever they need.
You're one of the last segments of passengers boarding. Again, you're seeing a lot of people here that are obviously here from holiday. They're speaking all kinds of different languages. It looks like there are some good translators and translating bots about, so it's not that big of a deal. The car that you're put on, there are 4 other families here. So including you, there are about 25 people, which is nice and spread out. So you have some leg room. It's very luxury. Each of you have your own entertainment system you can plug into. Nice European coffees are served during the trip. Even a light lunch, even though it's only a few hours long on this trip. And once it locks everyone in, and you can hear that it even has its own internal air system. You can hear the whoosh as the air is pressurized, and it barrels off. It is whisper quiet. You cannot feel the running of rails at all beneath you. It is altogether a very pleasant experience as you look out the windows, you see the countryside going by. You do get alarmed occasionally when in that nice countryside that's rolling by. Occasionally you'll see an air-to-ground missile streak up into the air. Just on occasion. Nothing to be worried about. All right, so while you are relaxing in the lap of luxury that this train provides, anything you guys want to talk about or do, you're able to, you kind of glommed on one side of the train. The rest of the passengers are kind of spread out around you, but there is a bit of privacy.
I'll be sure to fill in Falk on everything that happened with, like, was it the Eagles Union of Destiny? Was the name of the people?
Eagles Union of Destiny Poly Club and Templehof.
That's my favorite ELO album.
Falk was sedated for the suborbital flight, so you slept your way through it.
Yeah, so I just fill them in and then some of the stuff I'm probably getting wrong, and then because they thought we were French elves, they shot at us or something, and then they locked down the airports, and I don't know what. So I'll fill in as best we can.
Right, and it was because we knew we're associated with Murloc.
Right. It was
lumped us in
because they thought we were helping the French or something. Like that.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that was the plot point from that. Is apparently Murloc has hired a lot of runners to do nasty things here that seems to be political in nature.
Uh-huh.
All right. So other than enjoying your frothy Italian coffee,
I would like to drop a bug into the camera system on the train.
All right. Go ahead and hack me some security then. It is actually secured.
Let's see here. That's going to be... Cyberdeck gives me one reroll on matrix actions. And okay, so I think it totals to Exploit is the program that I'll use. So that's 3 rerolls on combat hacking tests. Okay.
This is not combat. You're just trying to get into the system.
Sorry. On non-cyber combat. Okay, so just one. I'll have 5 plus this. Roll this. Wait, where did that go?
3 successes. Let's see here.
Yes, and I have 1 reroll. So let me see if I can do that.
You're just short. You get in and you find that amazingly, the system is quite secure, mostly due to the fact that it has a military grade communication system locked into those cupolas. So it has an artificial military grade cupola system for firing at birds, maybe.
This sounds like it could introduce a Coppola of problems.
Right. So if you do have a reroll and you want to reroll, you can, but otherwise you're not able to get into the security. It's really well protected.
What is it? What am I rolling? May reroll 1 on matrix actions.
What is it you're looking at? What power?
I need to reroll. I want to reroll the 1 for the cyber deck. Okay. I have 3 out of 5 plus logic.
Right. So you can reroll any of your failed die, I believe is what it is.
What do I have to type in? That's the question.
Yep. Remember the use of edge, where if you declare beforehand, 5s and 6s are successes. If you declare after, you can re-roll any of your misses, but you still need 6s. So tell me how you did.
I have to roll a d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're d6s. So just roll 1 d6 and see if it gives you another success or not.
Yep. That's what I was looking for. No.
Another one.
Yeah, you are very surprised at the security. It's not an off-the-shelf security program, which you could hack through, hot knife through butter. This is custom-made, military-grade security.
All right. I'm not going to mess with it any further because I don't want to get killed.
You can, if you want to spend, sorry, folks, we're still, this is a new system to us, so we have to look things up every once in a while. But if you wanted to spend a plot point, I believe, let's see. Actually, no, there's nothing that just turns anything failure into a success. You could turn it into a teamwork test instead of a regular test.
Oh, like go snip these wires for me and
Yeah.
implant this piece of tech somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be worth it because we already got tacked on a plane. We're going to get tacked in a train and then probably an automobile, and we've got it all covered.
I'm glad you
Up
made
to you.
that
It's a
joke. I was
4-hour
about to.
trip versus the suborbital to quite a while.
Those aren't pillows.
So up to you. Do you want to turn that failed test into a teamwork test and do a little engage your friends in doing some hardware manipulation?
Yes, I do.
All right. Just pull off here. I'll do it. I'll just pull off and ship off your thing here. And who are you asking to do what?
Let's see. Yvonne, I need you to solder some stuff in with a tiny little bit of flame.
Oh, this is thing I do. I make fire. Yes.
Right. Just cut into these lines here, just outside the club car. And that should help me get access to all the camera systems so that we can see if someone's coming to kill us before they come to kill us.
Take this thing, cut all wires in club car, and then use fire to attach them.
But you might need someone to cover for you with the conductor if they come by. So you should probably take Falk.
Okay, Falk, you come, and if the conductor comes, we kill.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love killing people. It's fantastic.
All right, let us do.
I was thinking something softer, but whatever.
I'll conduct myself how I want to.
Okay. Chuck, so how do you go about doing what your friend here has asked you to do? Falk, you're basically standing by, getting ready to distract anyone, but so far no one's paying you any mind. Train's pretty much automated. You do see attendants here and there. You do actually see some well-armed soldiers. If you peer through and look into the other cars, yours doesn't have any in it, but you see some very well-armed soldiers.
Well, I will need to do some, Mission Impossible skullduggery, because I am not good in anything related to tech at all. So, yeah, I'll try and just be real sly and, sneaky and tuck and roll my way up there so no one sees me. And I'll try to get in there real quick and cut the wires out with my knife and then just use just a little bit of magic just to heat the two components together that he wanted.
Okay, so what we're going to do here, the doing of the thing is inconsequential. You don't even have to roll for it. It's doing it without really being seen or attracting any attention that's really going to matter here. So why don't you give me, let's look at your character sheet here.
I got stealth. That's the only real skill. Other than that, I can just roll one of my attributes.
Yep. Let us do you have any qualities that might help you in this?
No. Where are my qualities? I've got, Gremlins, when using high-tech items, always add a glitch die.
Oh, yep. You have to add that. So after you roll your pool, roll an additional D6. Okay. That might actually help you quite well, though. Okay. So let's do, are you trying to do this like to fit yourself into shadows and to move around, or are you using like your brain to say, okay, wait till this guy turns the corner?
I'll use my brain, All
right.
Yeah.
So let's do logic and stealth. Roll roll that poll first, and then roll an additional D6 after.
All right. So I get to add 3 plus my logic. Did it roll? There it is. All right, I got one success.
One success. Now roll the individual D6 by itself.
And I got a 2.
That's good. That's good. So that's actually enough. The way teamwork works is he succeeded. The success he got gets added onto your original roll. So that's exactly what you needed. 4 successes. All right, you're in. And now that you're in, you do actually see why the security was so hot. Those cupolas have armor-piercing ballistic bullets that they're designed to just eat through tanks, and they didn't want just your average, council jockey to get in here and start firing at things. It could go through buildings.
I can
many
fire at
buildings.
That's what you're implying.
But so you're in.
Effing pigeons.
You blow the back half off the actual train we're in just cause.
Yeah, we don't like anyone back there.
Duck hunting with those,
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so you're in. What do you want to do now that you're in? You've got climate control. You actually can see that you can separate each individual car. You can stop the engine. Most of the thing is all automated, so you can pretty much screw with any of the automation.
I want to turn the temperature down in my cabin about 5 degrees because it's always super hot in these cabins in a train.
All right.
And then I want to I just want to put a watchdog kind of program, like alert me to multiple people. Anytime multiple people move through a camera view, I want to just have it alert me so I can see the playback and know if we're going to get.
Sure. So when a person or multiple people move from one cabin to another.
Yeah.
All right. Not a problem. You stick that in the system. It goes on. Train starts slowing down after about an hour into your journey, and you see that you're coming up to a stop, and you see that there is a military force out, and you hear over the loudspeakers that first in the local German dialect, of which there are many, and in English and a few other languages, they ask everyone to have their passports and their permits, if needed, ready.
All right.
Okay. It is quick. It is efficient. The soldiers that board with a very precise manner check everybody's passports. They scan everything to make sure everything checks out. One couple that came in just ahead of you, they do question a bit more, and they're taken off the train politely, but very quickly and with a lot of. They're not listening to any talk back. They're like, nope, you off now.
Okay.
And that's it. That is the only irregularity. Train gets on its way again. Again, I cannot emphasize how very quiet and how very fast this train is moving.
It's kind of
Same
echoed
thing.
in the efficiency of how they got rid of those people. Everything just has that air of 90 degrees and
I kind of want to pipe in clackety clack clackety clack to everyone's cabins on the train now.
you got two coconuts and you're just
because when I was in Europe in 2012, except for
there's not even a
Germany always
sensation.
had super quiet trains. Germany and Austria, everyone else was like.
There's not even a sensation of movement other than if you look out a window, you see the countryside whizzing by. It is that smooth. But this stopping happens again in another hour. And it seems like each of the stops are placed an hour apart. So you go through 3 more of these. And again, with very tight precision, a group of soldiers comes on board, check everyone's information. This time, Gantu, your passport goes through just fine, but the man notices your cyber leg, and there's some discussion about this. And someone asks you, where's your permit? You need a permit for this.
My agent was supposed to acquire that. Hang on, let me see if I can get him on the horn. Hey, Charles Phillip, the 42nd. You happen to have the permit for my
You gotta say the whole thing.
Charles
Working on
Phillip
it.
Xavier Alexander the Great. Hey, could you
42nd Prince of Wales? Yes.
Right. I need that permit for my leg. That I think you were the one who had it. If you could go ahead and get that for me. These kind gentlemen, they need to see it before we can continue on. Thanks.
All right, one second.
Yep. You're in the system, so you do see where it's flagged. And actually, it looks like it's just a misunderstanding. His weapon should be registered as inoperable since it has no ammo and he's not carrying ammo. But what did not happen is no one certified the fact that he's not carrying ammo. So you just need to generate that or explain to the officials that you don't have ammo for it. One or the other would work.
This is a misunderstanding. He we'll take a look. I'm sure he has the paperwork in order, or you can verify, yourself that this isn't loaded.
I'll just add like a text frame on the document that says no ammo, no need for certification.
Good enough. Since you're in the system, it's nothing. Doesn't require a roll. You do it. The officer's looking down at his screen, waiting for instructions to come across, and you hear a ding. He's like,
enter.
No ammo. So it says here you're carrying no ammunition.
That's correct. Yes.
May I see your luggage?
Oh, of course you can, and I will fetch it.
Yep. He doesn't even open it. He just runs a wand over it. You see the wand gives a very detailed 3-dimensional kind of X-ray of what's inside your case. It pings on a few metal objects, but he's like, very good. Enjoy your stay.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Donkey show.
Donkey show?
Donkey show? Is that not right?
Yes, you can find donkey show in village. Yes.
I wonder how you know about that.
Hey, Paul, they got some donkey shows. We should go to a donkey show because that sounds fantastic. If it's anything that's what's going on in my mind.
Darling donkey show.
I'll thank him and then continue on.
Right. That's it.
Don't drop a bomb. Don't drop a bomb.
From this, you can tell that they're very meticulous about their paperwork. So that has been sorted out, and you're on your last stop. The last stop where your papers are checked. Everyone gets to just fine. It doesn't look like anyone else in the other cars have any issues. But here's where you catch your next train. And it was a lovely experience, by the way. They kept you, overpriced frothy coffees the entire trip, a few snacks here and there. It was a nice experience. And as you board off and you start looking for your next train, you see one very similar to what you just got off. But then you see someone with a sign, like a physical sign that they're holding up. That says, Mooch Mausen, and it's pointing this way. And you see this decrepit, derelict train. Again, every third car has this cupola on it, but in most of them, and they're kind of open, so like it looks like they need someone behind them to use the guns. Only one of them's manned, and he's sleeping on the platform. His head's kind of just laid back on the little shield that goes before the guns. And this thing has this is not a maglev car. No, not at all. This train has got tracks. It's got the old-fashioned wheels, so you can see the steam coming out of the front of the engine. And you notice that a lot of the holiday goers are not boarding this train. They're boarding the other nice fancy train, going to a different location. As a matter of fact, it looks like only one other passenger is boarding with you right now, although you can see there are some people already on it. Looks like workers could be, from one town. They go from one town to another to do work, but it's a man and a woman. Looks, they're not augmented. They're very deeply suntanned. They've got 4 Mastiffs dogs that they're holding each, and they're very well trained, beautiful looking dogs. No cyber on them. And the guy just tilts his hat and says, "Good day."
Hey, greetings. You have dogs that are nice.
Yeah, those aren't cyber pups.
Our dogs are the best. We train them up ourselves. None of that cyber crap. Germans here, they pay so much for our well-trained dogs.
So that's a good living for you then.
It is. It's easy to breed them. A little harder to train them. It's good. You like dogs?
I love pets. I love cats as well. Dogs and cats.
Never seen a real dog before. This is interesting.
You may pet Cassie. Cassie? One dog comes forward and just lowers her head to hand height in front of you.
I like slowly, like trepidatiously, like was totally bullshitting about cats and dogs because I've probably never actually pet one. And I'm like, I'm
only
Very
familiar
nice.
with pigs.
Oh, Big Pharma.
Nice. Big Pharma.
Yes, the family We had very large pigs. They were very well fed.
Oh, I understand. He kind of gives you a knowing nod. He's like, me and my wife Sheila, we're staying at the Muchmausen. They've got an actual castle. We're very, very interested in seeing what it looks like.
Yeah, this is my, first time. I'm also a business person. I sell porcelain tile.
Oh, tiles. Like,
Actual physical porcelain that people put in their walls.
like you crap in.
Handmade.
Like
Yes.
the porcelain
I
you
mean-
crap in.
Yes, but made fancy with like artisanal hand, bespoke ornamentation that you don't shit on. You just put it in the room where you shit.
So what are those crappers that shoots water up your bum?
I don't make those, but I hear that they're pretty good, investment. I have one myself back in my manse in the United States.
Oh,
Hmm.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk more on the train. Looks like we're boarding now. Again, there's several different officers here. These guys, not so official looking. I mean, they got soldier uniforms on, but most of them are like, they're a little dirty. The buttons aren't exactly buttoned all the way. They're not as official or precise, but they look over everything and it's like, yeah. You're all in number 3 over there.
Yeah, head that way.
Better than in number 2 after that last conversation.
And again, this guy and his wife are in the same cabin as you. The dogs, though, go into a different cabin. They actually have cages that are all set up ahead of time. This guy, again, he's got very weather-beaten skin. He wears this kind of like a slouch hat. I am massacring the accent, but think Australian.
Okay. So he's like sun-drenched. Did we get like a beachgoer vibe kind of from him? Like, is he kind of like Matthew McConaughey or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like very easygoing. It's like, yeah. This is not as nice as the last train. Oh, bucket seats. Nice. And chewing gum.
Yeah. I think your dogs might actually be traveling and finding accommodations. At least they get to lay down.
Well, train's pretty empty. I suppose if you wanted to, you could lay across any one of these seats. In fact, you guys and these two are the only ones in this cabin.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anybody is interested enough to peer through the glass, you kind of see why. This is first class.
Oh.
All the other ones, there are no seats. Everyone's standing up and just holding on to these little straps off the walls.
You have
worse than this.
Yeah, I take a look as you say that, Ivan. I'm like, we actually have it pretty good. That's terrible.
That's brutal, because even the lowest class trains in Czechia have seats. Them be cattle cars.
It's true. I have checked them out before.
Ouch.
The guy's name is Hardro, by the way. His wife is Sheila.
Not very progressive.
The other thing you notice,
Bruce,
other than how old this train is that it's like pockmarked with bullet scoring all over the outside.
I'm kind of feeling more at home in a weird way.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you get on, this time you get the clickety-clackety of the tracks. You definitely have the feeling of motion, and it is much slower.
Is there a camera system on this one?
You don't see cameras anywhere.
I figured.
Yeah, you don't actually see a place to jack in. Like there is no, in the last train you had a little system that you could watch movies on, entertainment system. You got nothing, man. There's nothing here.
Wow.
You're not
Did anybody
exactly
ask
sure
them-
if you had to use the facilities, if it has facilities.
Did anybody ask them why they were on the train? Like, what were they doing?
Think we have.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start up some small talk. So, what brings y'all to Munchmausen?
Oh, selling my dogs, of course.
Selling your dogs like to like
The
collector
Baron
or
himself.
Oh well, that's interesting. How'd you go about connecting with him? By the sound of your accent, you don't necessarily sound local.
Tell you what, let's make some kind of roll here to. He's like, well, these dogs are for the security business, and I don't know that I can divulge a lot. So let's see how smarmy you're coming across.
Yeah.
So we could do. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do charisma and con?
That's perfect. That's perfect.
All right. So let me switch.
It is a bit of a
out.
con job.
All right. I'm gonna try.
Oh,
3
wow.
successes.
Nice. Well, seeing as it's just us, and I'm sure you're all visiting too, right? This is a holiday for you all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then I guess it doesn't matter much. You see, from what I understand, the Baron had a spot of trouble a couple months ago, and his dogs got taken out. Now, as I said, we don't do the cybernetic enhancement. My dogs are pure. They rely on their own native senses, and seems like some group got in there, hacked into his dogs, made them lay down. I understand that he had them all destroyed for that, but he wants some purebred, non-cybered this time.
I see that. Yeah, it's just, sometimes the old ways are the best ways. With all the new fancy gadgetry, there's all sorts of other headaches we've got to deal with. That's a shame, though. Like, I didn't realize the poor Baron was such a target for such mischievousness.
Well, I don't know what it was they were trying to steal. I mean, the Baron's known for having a lot of object d'art about. I could have been a collector that just wouldn't say no when the Baron refused to sell.
That's a doggone shame.
Your friend's funny. Your friend's very funny. I suppose my dogs here could be hacked through their stomachs. They're not adverse to taking a spare steak or two.
So
Same for me.
and inside
Thank you.
Cantu's head, I'm thinking, did he just say that we can hack into his dog's stomachs with steaks? Is that like? So that's what's running through his head for a second. Then he's gonna let that pass, and he's like, "Your dog seems so well behaved and kind. I wouldn't take them for guard dogs."
Well, that's part of the well behaved. So a short 15 minutes into the trip, you guys come into a station, and several guards come on board, and these look even worse than the guards at the initial station. These guys, like, they have uniforms on mostly. Some of them don't even have the shirts on, slouch berets, and a couple of them come on. They just do a cursory look at everybody's paperwork. One of them seems to be giving Hardro a little bit of a hard time. He's like, I don't think and he's speaking in a local dialect, which Hardro seems to speak a little bit of. And you see some credits pass. Like Hardro pulls out a little chip and touches the guy's a digital pad, and the guy's like, yeah. He pulls out a piece of paper and just stamps it, hands it back to Hardro. You guys pass through just fine, although at each of you, they kind of stop and kind of like really don't pay as much attention to your passports as they do to you. So let's start with Chuck. How well are you dressed, Chuck, in your secret identity as a bespoke coffee mug seller?
I think I would probably have that, bespoke coffee mug maker is a pretty hippy dippy occupation. So very bohemian, loose silk robes, looking like I got money and I don't know what to do with it.
In which case,
definitely not by a tailor.
He taking a look at you. He doesn't really even look at your passport or anything. He starts speaking in just this rapid fire accent, which you do not understand. Actually, do you have any German dialects that you can speak? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So you don't understand. Well, you have no idea what he's saying, and he's shoving his finger into your passport, starts waving it in front of you. The rest of the guards just have a smile on their face. They look a little entertained. They do not look like they're ready for any kind of violence. Although this guy looks like he's getting a little violent. He's just shaking the papers in front of your face.
I'll hands up like, all right, friend, stop, listen, and I'll gently try to take the passport, and then I'll shake it at his face.
Yeah.
Listen, it does not feel good when you do this to other people.
I'll start laughing. Like I'm
All right.
definitely laughing at this a little bit. I can't help it.
A
Russian on
Hardro
him.
speaks out to you just in street slang, and he's like, he's looking for a handout. I'm sure your passports are fine, my friend. This guy's shaking you down. If you got a bit of spare currency, it'll make all this go by so much faster.
Fine, I'll listen. I respect the hustle, and I give him some creds.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. About how much do you give?
I don't know.
Like enough for a good meal, enough for,
Yeah, I'll give enough for a good meal.
Okay.
Good meal, a couple beers.
You pull out your chip, you slap it on his console. He looks at it, and he continues to like shake the passport at you before he puts it into your coat pocket. He gives you some gesture, but he walks off. The rest of you, you're all right. Everybody else passes through just fine.
Oh no, I want him to shake me down.
Do
I
you
make
now?
a point of having him shake me down because
Well,
I
in that
want
case-
to use my exploit cred chip and drain his account and his buddy's accounts.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Well,
yes. Boop.
yeah. If you want to call for that scene, so
And
it's
it
a
all
different
gets
guy.
donated to who cares? Oh, I know. It all gets donated to canine rescues across all of the German states.
All right. Is this a special lamp you have, or?
I had in the last game.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
I
I had a
remember.
D6. What the hell is it called? Not a squib. Like a USB thing, and I figure it either has the covered tracks on it, which was the scrub digital prints and send stuff out to our anonymous Dropbox, which was how we got rid of their video feed footage.
Mhm. Sure. So the guy shakes you down. You act like you're giving him some creds. Apparently, he's satisfied with what comes over on his screen.
And it's like 15 minutes later, his shit gets drained out.
Yeah, he's in a local bar trying to get a brew, and he's negative now. Yeah. So you guys, after this shakedown, you go another
Shake
2
up.
hours before you stop again. This time, the soldiers that get on board are like not even giving just the modest attempt to look like soldiers. They got the fatigue pants on, but most of them just have like t-shirts. They're smoking cigars, and they're shaking everybody down. Like every time they stop at everybody that looks like they have money, and they're and again they're not willing or able to speak in anything except for the local dialect. And Hardro is like, these blokes here, they're cut from a different. I'd give them what they want, fellas. They're not. This is not just a shakedown. He's looking at their fatigues, which have some blood stains on them. Looks like they've been in combat recently. But as they enter your car and they start with Hardro and start shaking him and his wife down, and they're being kind of rough. Like they're putting their hands on him and kind of shaking him a little bit, throwing his passport to the ground. But before you guys can react to this, there's like an explosion. Ooh. And the car shakes. The car that you're in shakes. The whole train just kind of trembles. And you look out the window from where that explosion sounded like it's coming. There's a tank. There is a tank out there that its gun turret is starting to sweep the train and just start shooting at the train cars. And the guys that came in with you, or they came in to check your passports, they drop to the ground. They're lock and loading their weapons. They're looking out the windows. And they seem to be taking this very seriously. One of them has got a couple of grenades he's gotten out in his hand. He's pulling the pins. Looks like he's gonna throw them out as he's able to. What are you guys' reaction to this?
I duck.
But yeah, first take cover, right? And then
I want to
I mean,
run up
I'll
to
be-
a window.
what's that?
Go ahead. I
I was just gonna say. I mean, like I was just gonna be calling out like who who is this basically? Like what the hell? So they were only speaking the local dialect, so they probably don't understand me. But I'll be shouting at the guys who are dropping down on the ground like, what the hell? Who is this? Where is das?
The
Damn it.
soldiers, you're yelling out the word that sounds like pooch. That sounds like what they're saying. And Hardro
point.
yells out, "He's not talking about my dogs, guys. He's saying pooch, rebellion, rebels."
Oh.
Again, there's some tank fire from outside. The train hasn't taken direct hits, so either the person in the tank is a really bad shot, or they're not intending to damage the train. But you see several soldiers coming out of the woodlands now. Again, they're not dressed overly well. They all have assault guns, and they're shooting and heading towards a train.
Does it look like it's going to be a problem for us at this point?
You got like 10 or so soldiers heading towards you, heading towards the train. So
As
kind
I
of
see
up to
this,
you.
as I see this, I'm going to say, "There's no
Drone attack.
shaman trying," and I'm going to cast Chaotic World in the direction of the roving troops.
All right.
Nice.
What does that spell do for you?
Effect is mass hallucination and distractions. Targets must re-roll one successful die per each of their tests, essentially.
All right. How large of an area does it cover? Does it say?
You know what? I don't have the book handy, but I did paste everything I could in, and I don't see a zone here.
What does
where
that
I
spell
pasted
again?
it. Chaotic World, Chuck.
I got it right here.
Thank you. I'll open the book. I forgot to open it.
This is, I want to paste into the Roll20 chat
Okay.
exactly what the book says.
Yeah, that's what I have pasted too.
Yeah, target. So I would just all targets in range then. So you're just kind of casting it forward of the train?
Yeah, like towards the group that you said was walking with guns towards us, right? Like that kind of thing.
Okay. We'll go ahead and make the spell check.
Okay. Oh, sorry, the first one. I accidentally double-clicked.
3. Okay. That's enough of a success. So I'm going to just roll here for each of these guys. Let's see. One success on that one. 2. Wow, these guys are succeeding. All right. Well, it affects some of them.
Yeah.
What are you wanting them to see?
So since they're talking about rebellion, I'm going to just try to have them see armed Gestapo, like generic armed soldiers just tanked to hell in suits of tech armor coming at them.
Okay. 3 of them break and run. And the tank starts backing away.
Nice.
Like
I said, no shame in trying.
Yep. Volk, you want to choose?
Oh, popcorn. You know what? I'm gonna go with Tech G because I think there might be some manipulation of technology that needs to happen here.
All right.
When I realize that this is perhaps some danger for us, I snap my fingers and my drone cases in luggage bust open and my drone swarm takes off towards them for a drone attack.
Are your drones armed?
They are.
They're probably not on board then. Yeah, you're not going to be able to travel with weaponry. Yeah, they're probably going to be waiting for you at your chalet.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to get
some
through.
Stuff separate through that initial contact, right? Some of
Yeah.
our heavier stuff,
right.
our grenades and things.
All right. So then instead of that, I will use my deck to. How old is that tank?
Really, vintage.
I'll just
Not so old that it doesn't have electronics, though. It probably does have a dog brain AI in it of some sort.
but no wireless or anything.
Maybe. You want to see?
Yeah, I'll throw up a wireless net to see if I catch it or anything else that's not the train or the train itself, because then I can just power through.
So I'll tell you what. This round, you're kind of scoping the area to see what is enabled. Train has nothing. Absolutely nothing. No information that you can get into at all. It's not even on a network. The tank does have a small range network. So as it's going away, it's leaving your range of your deck, but it's still within range right now. So yes, it does. Okay, so let's say that's your action for this turn.
Okay.
Other than that, there's nothing else accessible around. The tank is accessible. Nothing else is.
I'm gonna throw it over to you, Chuck,
Ivan
Ivan.
or Paul Art.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go sell them some coffee, Paul.
Coffee mugs, man.
This is really grinding our gears. I've been in better spots before. Troubles of brewing. I have more. I'm gonna stop.
Chuck, you're muted.
You're muted, and you
I'm
better
muted.
cream them.
Yeah. How close are we to the closest machine gun turrets here on the train? Are like they in a
Oh, there's one right above your cupola. You're in one of the trains that have one. But as you saw when you got on board, there was only one person
well, I'm
manning.
gonna go ahead and use physical mask. Physical mask. The effect is mask illusion or mass illusion / disguises. Can I just make some fake people up there?
Yeah,
and
sure.
just make it look like they're aiming guns at the tank as well?
Sounds good. Go ahead. Make me a roll for that.
Oh, just one success.
One success is good enough. Actually, let me do this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we'll say that your illusions they're people, but this illusion is not good enough that there's sound or anything else. So
Right.
like if someone pays a lot of attention, they can see that they're not casting shadows and they look odd. But otherwise, to a casual observer, it would look like people are manning the cupolas now.
Okay, cool.
We'll say that. Who's next?
Gantu.
Doesn't the popcorn do double?
For the last person. Yeah.
Yep. You haven't gone yet, and then the villains haven't gone yet, and Falk
Yeah.
hasn't gone yet. So
Oh, Falk hasn't got. Okay.
Oh, I did. I
yeah.
cast the mass confusion.
okay.
So it's
Yep,
basically
you're right.
villains and Jeff.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's up to you, Jeff.
I'll still go with you, Gantu. I think we got him on the run.
Yeah, I actually was gonna go up to the couple.
Sure.
If that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll
You
join
find the
your
hatch.
Yeah.
You get up in there. We'll call just the movement, since it's not a very large area. We'll call that your movement. So you're up in the cupola nest, and you find these two jacked guns. They've got cartridges that are several inches long, and this is something
My
to
eyes
play
are
with.
bulging.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is
Yep.
the good stuff.
So you can
up
take
here.
an action with the cupola this turn if you want. You take a moment just to look at it. It's like, oh yeah.
I want to fire. What would it be to fire? Not sure
Well, it would be
it's
just like you're firing a gun.
Okay.
But since you are not used to this old of tech, I'm going to say that I'm going to add a botch die to this. So you're going to roll additional D6.
Okay. Do we know how to add a botch die to the roll, or just roll it separate?
If you want, just add one extra die to the roll, and we'll say that the last D6 you roll is the botch die. So the last D6 in the row.
All right.
We
let's
can
see
do
if
it
this
that way.
rolls then. So yeah, I'll just shoot. I'll shoot into the crowd there. That's lining up.
So into the soldiers or at the tank, which is retreating?
Let's see. Yeah, I'll fire at whatever's not retreating, I suppose. If something's
Okay,
already
soldiers
retreating,
then. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, are you trying to, I just want to get the scene down. So are you trying to actually mow them down? Or are you trying
You're
to,
gonna ask that question.
yeah. Or are you trying to just make a lot of sound and a lot of angriness to make them stop or rethink their lives?
Does it look like they like heavily outnumber us and outgun us? Is there like just a ton more here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more of them than, I mean, the only people here to defend your, there's one guy on the front cupola, and then whatever these soldiers that were trying to shake you down, that's it.
Okay, then I'll just, if that's the case, I just want to make bluster. I guess is what I'm trying to do.
Sure.
I don't want to like suddenly get the rest of them and be like, okay, well now we're turning to fight.
Sounds good.
All right. So then let me roll the separate d6 there. And I rolled a
Oh,
1 on
okay.
yeah.
All right, so that means something bad happens, but you still succeed. So we'll say that well, you can suggest, but I would say since you weren't actually trying to kill them, I say you are killing them.
Oh,
you don't get the elevation just right. Instead of it being right at their feet, you're right at the knees, just mowing them down at the
I
knees.
think that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
You're Terminator 2ing them. Shoot the knees.
Right.
And I am, but I'm like ripping the arteries off.
Exactly. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Is that they're too. The guns are too.
Oh yeah,
big.
they're not surviving this. These are 2-inch long shells that are. Their legs are just being blown out from underneath them.
Yeah, I mean,
There are worse outcomes.
yeah, I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, several of them go down in this barrage of fire. You're screaming out there. Doesn't seem to deter the rest of them though. They're coming forward. You see a lot of them are pulling out these they're probably grenades. They look like the old pineapple masher style. And they're pulling grenades out of their backpack as they're coming forward. As it's your cabin that is most directly engaging them. It looks like they're going to be hurling these grenades at your cabin. All right.
If I can get is shouting a free action?
Yes.
No? Can I just shout down grenades?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's get an idea of where everybody is in the train. So Gantu's up on the roof in the cupola. Falk and Ivan, you had to kind of see out to be able to cast your spell. So you're fairly close to a window, although you could duck now that you've heard this. Where's your character, Techno G?
I am.
You could literally be anywhere since you're just hacking.
Yeah, I was ducked down because that was the first thing I did was like dive for cover and then whip out the deck. And so I'm just like underneath some chairs in one of the first class cabins, trying to read the area.
Okay.
Net-wise.
So the first volley of grenades go off doesn't affect anyone directly. They are isolating your cabin. They're blowing the connections up. They go between car to car. They seem to be very precise with their lobbing. However, since Gantu is in the cupola, they see you as being an issue. And the forward cupola, they're going to try and grenade you guys out. So let's see if they hit the first guy first. Okay. Only one success, and he's going to try and dive away. So, okay. Yeah. You see him dive out of the cupola before the grenade hits it, and it bits of metal rain down all over the place. And it looks like you're going to get the same, Gantu. So you tell me one success. All right. So grenades lobbed perfectly, and it's going to come in over the front shield of those guns. It's going to drop right in your lap. How do you want to defend against that?
Can I want to try to use the cyber arm to like knock it out like a baseball midair.
It's perfectly good. So make a melee attack. And if you get more successes than they got, you'll just knock the grenade away before it explodes.
Would you consider this agility then? Would it be close combat?
Yeah,
with
because
agility?
you're
That's what I think. Yeah. Just like trying to get hand-eye coordination to 4 successes.
Oh wow. Okay, so we'll say not only do you knock it back, it lands at this guy's feet and it goes off. All right. So it's their second round of action.
I'll shout out. I'll shout out. By the way, like your serve.
Yeah. You used to play in a wiffle bot league.
It's true.
30 love.
On their second action, the group that's remaining splits apart. One group goes towards the front, the engine, and one group is kind of surrounding your car that's now been decoupled from the rest of them. And your soldiers that are in the cabin with you are going to take some shots. Let's see. They're not horrible. One of them is a fantastic shot. Nails a couple of guys right between the eyes. The rest of them are, they're mildly successful. They're successful enough to keep the people charging towards your cabin away. Like they duck and cover instead of charging right at you. So we'll say, let's make it interesting. Techno G, you're up. Muted. There we go.
Yeah. I knew I was muted. I didn't want you to hear what I said.
This is not a family safe channel.
This is Bad Man Games.
I still don't think you wanted to hear what I had to say about that. Nothing is in the matrix net that I cast out.
Tank is still there. It's on the very edge of your net, but it's still there.
All right, then I want it to turn its gun, whatever I can get away with, turn its gun and fire a shot at its own people.
Yep. You figure the thing probably has a manual override, but you might be able to get a few commands in before they pull it. So you can get into motion and you can get into their turret tracking and firing. So do what you want.
All right.
Go ahead and make me a hacking roll to get in. It has a very rudimentary security. It's not very good, but it does have some security. So we'll need at least a success.
I have a specialization in that, so it should be 5 successes.
Yeah, it's yours. So what do you want the tank to do?
Run over some people, shoot some people.
Okay.
Whoever is launching grenades at the cupola, they're first.
They're first. All right. We'll take your successes in hacking. We'll drop it a couple just because it's going to eat up some just to take control of it. So it's going to have a 3, and this poor guy only gets 1 success. So a shell was designed for taking out heavily armored vehicles. Is fired at the uniform. Yeah, because we're allowed to do that. It's shooting the uniform of the guy that lobbed the grenade, and bits and pieces are just splattered everywhere. And it starts going forward quickly as it's going to try and mow down some of these other folks. Who's next?
I started the new round, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who was way back there with me? Chuck, were you way back in the last round?
Maybe.
It was Gantu was the last
Gantu
of us.
Gantu was the last one who went. I went, then Gantu went.
Yeah, it was me, you.
Oh, I think.
Chuck,
yeah, I think. Yeah, Fox started. All right, Ivan.
So, do I still see a group of soldiers coming at our?
There is still a group. They're taking cover from the fire that they're taking, but they still seem to be. They're obsessed with getting in there.
Sure. Let me go ahead and cast Fireball at them.
Oof. Okay.
That'll be.
Well, your soldier friends have shot out several of the windows, so you do have.
Yeah, I'll hop up in front of a window and cast my spell out. I got 2 successes and.
All right,
Fireball
so they're going to dive. They're going to dive for cover. Let's see if they can. No, no, okay. They do not.
So that's
6p. Multiple targets. Ouch. Okay. A lot of these folks go up in flames, and they try to drop and roll, and not having a lot of success. We'll say you took out about half of them. So there's still about 5 that are interested in getting in there, but they look a lot less happy about it.
good.
Next.
So the bad guys have already gone at the start of this round. I'm just going to kick it to Falk. That way Gantu can take 2 rounds at the end of it with the big gun.
Yeah. With that in mind, I'm going to use my turn to cast armor on Gantu.
Ooh, okay.
And let's see. So I'll roll that.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. No problem. Gantu gets 3 points of armor, which is good because none of you are wearing armor right now.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. We're all in our fancies, and he's up there exposed.
All right, who's next?
I'm going with let's see. We've only got Gantu left in the baddies, right?
Baddies have already gone this round.
Yeah.
Oh, the baddies
have already
went
gone.
twice. So Gantu. Yeah.
Okay. I am just at this point, I'm shooting for blood, so I'm taking out what I can take out. So just nothing special, just fire it into the crowd and take
Sure.
out who I can take out.
I assume you guys are in communication, so you know the tank's been taken over.
Mhm.
So there's just the 5 people that are trying to rush the cab that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me some
Okay.
shooty. Are you just trying to, after horribly slaughtering these people the last time, are you trying to pull your fire? Or are you not caring at
He
this
threw a
point?
grenade at me.
Okay.
They're
we
going
go.
down. They could have been running. They didn't.
That was my good knee.
One on my first turn.
Okay. That's fine. Let's see if they're going to be able to take cover or not. Okay. 1 success. We'll say you mow down a few of them.
Okay.
Some of them go down. A couple of them. Basically, you've got 3 left, and they're seriously rethinking their choices in life right now. It looks like they're going to turn and run.
I'm gonna shoot him anyway. Should have thought faster with my second.
You get another turn, so go for it.
Okay. No.
Nope.
I'm getting too excited.
Okay.
Yeah, you better run.
You're going full sail. Hello to my little friend, basically.
Warning shot.
I'm
Just
losing control
warning
of it.
shots.
Firing up at the sky.
You do that, a plane just falls down in the background.
Kills 2 of them.
Okay.
Oh man.
So we can drop out of combat now. Unless you want to go after the 2 that are running. It looks like everyone else has been disarmed.
I just send the tank. I send the tank after them. Go get them.
Okay. Well, in which case they don't make it. Well, actually, let's see
Petty
if they-
revenge is my
As
thing.
as
now.
you do that, I say, "Tanks for the memories, fellas."
No,
What a
they
bunch
do
of
not gain.
panzers.
They do not gain control of their tank. So
It took a real shellacking for their one-track minds.
you run down their 2 fleeing comrades with their own tank.
Petty revenge for the win. I should get a point every time. I'm gonna make that a character flaw next level up or whatever.
Nice.
When Gantu comes down, I'm gonna give him a high five and say, "That was comradical, my good man."
Oh, careful! This is where Simon makes his money. And he-
Oh, sorry.
Instead.
All right. So the soldiers that are in the cab with you now seem to be acting a little bit more as they should, and they're ushering you and Hardro and his wife into one of the other cabins, since this one is not going to move anymore. And essentially what they end up doing is just kicking your cabin off the tracks and then rehooking the cars behind it as best they can, so they can get everybody in to the village. So yeah, they basically take control of things, unless you want to interpose yourself, but they seem to be acting a lot more official at this point. They get the train back together and they limp along.
Okay.
All right, yeah, so you guys aren't interfering, so that's what happens. And
Yeah, let 'em do
a
it.
couple of hours later, they just flag you through the next check stop. It looks like the soldiers had radioed in, and eventually the
Make me
train
run you
pulls
over with your own
into
tank.
yeah. The train pulls into a very old world looking village. You pull into this train stop that has beautiful wood rain barriers, and there's some very nice like stucco walled convenience places. They're offering food and all kinds of things. The porters are all wearing lederhosen and have these bright crisp white shirts and the suspenders on, and they click their heels as they come forward to take your baggage, what little you have, and you are greeted. Give me a second here. By the tour director. It's a very pleasant looking woman. It's probably in her late 20s or so. She does have a little suite of cybernetics on her face. It looks like it's a telecommunication rig. You're the only visitors that are not workers. The other cabins just let everybody out. It looks like they're all just people coming here to do work. This village is definitely set up as like a tourist trap. They kept all the old world charm, The buildings are still, hey, our tile list will enjoy this. They've got the clay tiles that are, inversed to keep all the rain off and everything. All the people here to greet you are in lederhosen and just very classical clothing. The tour director is, she's really excited at first, and she sees how few people are getting off, and the smile drops for just a moment before uptick again. She's like, welcome. Tries a few languages, kind of gets the consensus of what everyone here can speak. She's like, welcome to Schloss Moosmausen. If you will allow me. And she does a thing where she's walking backwards as she's talking to you. It looks like she's done this quite a bit as a tour director. And she says, you'll find our village is quite charming. We'll get you to your hotels and get you settled in very soon. But if you look here to the left, to the right. So this spiel that she's just hammering out like she's done a million times. But, she's very cheerful and still seems to make it a bit exciting. It comes down to there's only about 40 or so structures in this whole village, and the most important of them is there's St. Gretchen's, which is a very Gothic styled architecture. It's their functioning church that's in the area. There's the Muchmausen Town Hall, which is a very long house style architecture. There are several hotels. There's a youth hostel and a lot of shops. Which are already there. You're seeing the guys like switching out the prices as the train stops in.
Hey, Bert, did Hardro and his wife get off with this, or they?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
They're staying here too.
And they're in the tour.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a moment to talk to them, and I'll invite them to dinner once their business with the Baron is concluded, and just something like that, just in case I can like tap into that, like, what did he see, what was it like, that kind of stuff later.
Just, well, our business with the Baron isn't for a few days. Let's all get settled in and have a nice dinner tonight. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works, dude.
Yep. You find out that you guys are staying in the same hotel. It's they're all about the same. It's not like one's any nicer than the other. And there's not a lot of rooms in each one. Like, basically, you guys have an entire floor. There's individual rooms for you, and there's like a central area where you can come in, and there's a fireplace, and you can just lounge around together. But then, kind of radiating out around the central area is all your bedrooms.
Yeah.
And again, the bedrooms are all very, you've got actual feather down beds. There's no electronics in sight, which might be a little disconcerting to Techno-G.
Yeah.
The central area where you kind of congregate does have some video displays, so you can catch news and such. They're very terribly outdated. And is that the first place you want to go, is to your hotel? Do you want to poke around a little bit?
I think going to the hotel would be good, because we need to check to see that all of our
Gear
and everything, and the suitcase we were supposed to deliver, make sure that showed up too.
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds logical.
You show up at the hotel. Who's checking in? Who wants to speak? It's actually the person at the hotel again. Lederhosen, full outfit. He's even got the hunter's cap on.
Yeah, I think this is great. I love your getup. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you very much. Slaps down a stein in front of you. Fresh beer, all around.
See this, boys. This place is heaven. Are we ever going back?
New base operations right here.
The Germans.
New base operations.
His face is like, this is a balding fat guy. His face is flushed and red, like he's been drinking his beer all day long. He's like, yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
So we're checking in, and I'm checking out this beer. I'm not gonna lie, fellas. And I start to
room temperature. It's bold. It's a little bitter. It's wonderful.
It's perfect. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's like, hi, you have parcels. Snaps his fingers. A couple of young boys dressed very similar come out, and they roll out like a pallet jack. And on the pallet jack are several like crates that all like nailed together, and they've got like security tabs on them and everything. It's like, Pietro, take these to your room for you. It's like, Dad, it's a pallet jack. How do I get this upstairs? It's like, go
Yeah.
get your brother. Just carry it.
We should we should have an SUV being delivered, and much of that can go into the SUV. It would be silly to hurt yourself to take it all the way up when it's going to come all the way back down and be put into the vehicle.
Oh, well, here, he gives you a key. It's like, this is to the lock room. Just push your pallets in there. You can get it anytime you want. You ask my son, Pietro, he'll load your van.
You better be fast about it if his name is Pietro.
I remember that media. Yes, very funny. The Wyman, something. And this left for you. It hands you a letter.
Me?
Probably Falk, since Falk was the first one to speak up.
Good, because I was like,
All right,
I don't
I'll
want to
take
read
that. And then I discreetly open it in front of everyone else and kind of let us all take a peek.
There's just a very nice looking business card inside with an address on it.
So, address.
I would. The Techno, how far is this place from in card to place we are now?
Yeah, Techno. There's like no GPS. There's no markings. There's no network.
Just good as Pietro over here. Seems like a good fella.
How long would it take you to run to this place?
Yeah, is there a concierge? Somebody brought this beer to the front desk. Concierge.
Oh, the keg's right here. Beer. Slam some more on the table.
Yes.
Hey,
yes, thank you.
Where's this place?
St. Gretchen's. You take a left.
I didn't know a girl named
You'll
Gretchen
see
was around.
you'll see the youth hostel. You'll see ratty-looking children hanging out. They very badly dressed, have little money. Ignore them. Very close youth hostel. Downstairs.
It's good.
Shop.
Mm-hmm.
Internet. Shop is
network.
Shop is tobacco seller. You smoke. Good place.
Maybe that's why someone recommended this to us. Then
Yes.
I say.
I like good Cavendish.
Be careful around youth hostel. They shit out the windows. It's horrible. It's no.
So it's more of a youth hostile then.
Oh, you're funny, man.
They're probably connected.
And I drink it again. I'm like all about this instant beer.
I turned to Ivan. I'm like, does that mean they like hang their asses out the window and shit, or they like throw the shit out the window?
Oh,
Guys got great ears. Like they hang the bottoms right out the window. You shit on your head. It's like sport, like pigeons, except spiky hair and disgusting habits.
So nothing has changed in Europe in 700 years. Look out!
Can we stay there? That sounds kind of fun.
It does sound quite entertaining.
Is there network capabilities?
The hostel has network some sort.
Yeah, move all our stuff there.
We have how you say plug-in network. He rustles around and pulls out a very ancient kind of like a network cable and says, network?
Oh no. Oh no. It's a Cat 2 cable. No, so
we have business suite off to left here. You look,
I thought you were going to say business level internet.
It's got like 20-year-old printers. They still have monitors. You do business in there. Good connection. Only down Tuesdays, Fridays, and sometimes Saturdays. Good connection.
Kilobits every other day.
Yeah.
Look! I show you. First computer. This museum piece. VIC 20.
Oh wow, that's actually. That's worth something, isn't it?
I don't even have a plug that fits that.
Don't worry, no one does.
Pietro, show to you have second floor. Beautiful public bathroom. Public only to you. Your floor. We'll set there's food. We set up a comfortable accommodation room. You'll be comfortable. The spa, hot tub.
Windows in the bathroom.
No windows in bathroom.
Okay. In the room though.
Is there anyone who keeps toilet seats warm?
How about Linux? Is there Linux in the bathroom?
Toilet seats, warm, cool, and shoot water up your ass.
No.
People keep asking for this toy.
I mean, that's better plug and play technology than other areas. So I guess it's a wash.
It wash. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready to.
To answer Gantu, the central area, which is kind of like the congregation area, has big picture windows. The rooms have no windows.
Okay.
I wanted to dictate a letter. I was going to be like, I'm going to email Morlock, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to dictate a letter to Morlock that says, task a satellite to fire net connection down to us, because this place is literally nowhere. Then take that to the hostel and type it into a computer and send it off to where it needs to go.
His son and another young man take what little luggage you have. So you guys are right off the ground floor. You're on a second story, so it's about 20 feet off the ground or so. And it actually is like the room is beautiful. It has very old, well-maintained wood. There are just furniture and accents everywhere that's just very old world German. A lot of the wood is intricately carved. There's a roaring fireplace in the central like greeting areas. The bedrooms are actually small, but they're only meant to be slept in. Like you don't do anything in the bedroom other than sleep. Everything's done in the central area or in the public bath that you have. The public bath for your floor actually does have a jacuzzi, some really nice showers. It has like skylighting. So like he was a little incorrect in that it does kind of have windows, but it's like you couldn't see it from the street because it's like directly, the only thing that comes in through those windows is sunlight.
Okay.
And perhaps spy satellites, but other than that.
Yeah. All right. So we go to the room and then we check out the address.
With that, you're all given keys. Like anybody can actually wander into your public areas. There's no door to this. Like the stairs kind of winds up, and on each landing is the public area for that floor. So there's no door to close off the public area from anyone else. But all of your individual room doors, very thick. It's like almost half. It's like 6 inches thick of old wood, beautifully carved.
Dude, did we see where that the couple with the mastiffs went when we were...
They didn't come to the hotel directly with you guys.
Okay. So they're off wandering. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from not having decent internet, this place sounds fantastic. It's pretty. There's beer on tap. There's a concierge helping us. This place
I'm going into withdrawal with beer in my face. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. This place is terrible. Yeah. The family. It's a family. Is the family here? I feel like the family's here. Oh my God. They never wanted network connections either.
That's right. You're having bad childhood trauma come back up.
Yeah.
Technology, if you actually do check it out, in your suite of rooms, the only thing that is networked is the media center. It's actually, it's a screen. It's really big. It is have an uplink connection, so you can get, any show you want on it, but there's nothing else up here that's connected.
Literally just tear it off the wall and start hacking in. Like, I have to find the day's news and the weather.
Technology takes it off the wall. He just cuddles with it in the bed.
Where's Technology? Oh, he and the media center are doing things to one another.
No. I threw the media center out, and I'm literally just like coax cable into my mouth.
Yeah. It's fair.
It's like 600 baud.
Something tingly.
All All right, so that's your setup here. Again, it's not terribly secure since anyone can just kind of walk into your public area. Your rooms aren't bad, but again, half a foot thick or not, it's just wood.
Has all of our stuff arrived?
You don't know. You've got a pallet full of crates downstairs.
I'll
it's in a
go
locker.
yeah.
check it out since I told them to just store it till the SUV showed up. So I'll start sorting through it to make sure, get it set by person. Like, this is all of my stuff. This is all of my stuff. This is everybody else's stuff.
All right. What's everyone else doing? Is anyone else going with Techno G? You doing anything else in the area?
Yeah, I don't know if I had a lot of stuff shipped. I didn't need a whole lot, but when we get to it, I'm just ready to go check out this address they gave us.
Okay. Techno G, what you find is your personal stuff that you asked to be shipped, like your drones are here. It looks like it's just got like 40 different stamps on it from every principality it had to pass through and pass inspection. You were told this, none of your personal weaponry is here, although in Gantu none of your ammo for your leg is here, but any of your personal items that would not have made it through inspection other than weaponry is through.
Sure.
Techno G, your droids have been tagged, safety tagged, with saying that they are disabled.
Right.
They are not, but they have the little tags on them that says disabled.
Sure. And there's no ammo, is what you're saying. Like,
There's no ammo. No.
Yeah.
Which is probably the card, the business card that we got.
The only other thing that is in the crates,
told.
other than like your clothing, any clothing that you wanted to be sent was sent. Again, any personal items, is the special suitcase.
Okay.
Yeah, the cryo one, it shows that it's still at a very cool temperature. Still got plenty of battery life in it.
While they're taking account of the packages, I didn't really have much that had to get checked. So I'm going to go walk around downstairs and kind of walk past the hostel, kind of inspect the area around there. Not trying to get into trouble, but just trying to get a lay of where we're at.
Sure. Anyone else going?
If he's going, I'll tag along. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to go to the hostels whenever people
All
start
right.
heading there.
It is a very small village. There again, the primary buildings that you're told about, and you guys can see where Castle Muchmausen is. It's just outside of the village. It's on a promontory that goes pretty high into a mountain. It looks like it was actually the part of the mountain was carved so that the castle could be built on it. So it's just a sheer drop all around the castle and one road that leads up to it. So it is quite secluded. It looks beautiful though. Probably recently had the turrets painted, so it's got very bright colors on the turrets. The walls are well maintained. Just from what you can see from down here, looks beautiful. As does this village too, actually. It has a lot of charm to it, although Techno G would say otherwise.
Once I find the drones, I send them out to surveil, because while the sides coming up might be mostly secure, except for cyber, I don't know. Anyway, people drop from the sky rapidly all the time in our world.
So are you sending your drones to the castle to do reconnaissance?
I want them to be within 500 meters of me at all times.
Okay, so you're quite a ways from the castle then. All right, so you're not sending them right at the castle, but maybe just up in the air, just doing a visual.
Just orbiting around me, going into recharge when they need to, 500 meters from me, maximum range.
Okay, sounds good. Youth hostel is, as he said, there is loud music blaring out of several of the floors. There are people already drunk. This is barely past noon. Hanging over the railing. Some people are even passed out in front of the door. You see several young people like hauling backpacks and looking at the place like, oh dear God, do I have to stay here? Nice. People like selling drugs at the very entrance with like not even caring, not even really, not giving two shits about anything.
That one was in London.
Yep. You haven't actually seen any constabulary. You haven't seen any police anywhere.
Okay.
I
you
don't
do
take
see-
back
over
what I
this
said
time.
earlier. This place is great. No cops here.
Right. Definitely our new base of operations right here in my background. This is it.
There you go.
I'm gonna buy it.
You know, Gantu does have that dry cleaning business, and these lederhosen are probably a bitch to get clean after Oktoberfest. So,
Well, after you set off a few explosions and fireballs, the place will be, really cheap.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll drive property values down. We'll get in while the market's low.
We're gonna knock
Right.
down this
Brilliant.
tower and this one right here, and that's gonna put a big hole in the wall back there. And man, that's gonna be really expensive to fix because it's probably historical, and you have to follow UEFA, not UEFA, that's the football, UNESCO code. I get them two mixed up all the time.
So as you're passing by the hostel, you do actually see a sign that has in different languages, basically showing a coffee press pouring into a bowl of coffee and an arrow pointing down. You see a lot of the younger people are just kind of hanging out around in front of it, drinking
Oh,
coffees.
Paul, we should totally stop there. Paul, that's you, Chuck.
I know. Yeah. Let us stop and get coffee and face.
Check out their mugs.
Yes, I sell our bespoke mugs. This is what I do.
Yeah, so he's got a little front patio area set up with a lot of people that are just out enjoying the sun, drinking their very expensive European coffees. Behind the counter is a dwarf that looks every bit as surly as Gantu did early in our run. He is beautifully bald, waxed that skull up so that it shines to a glistening, mirror quality. He has a full, beautiful black beard with white iron streaks through it. He's dressed in a black turtleneck. He's got these little, like John Lennon style glasses perched on the end of his nose. When he turns around, you see that all of his once glorious hair seems to have all migrated into this long ponytail, which whips around as he turns. He's, twice as wide as he is tall. And he seems to be having a rather heated discussion about, like, I'm telling you, I don't care how good the coffee tastes. If it came out of a critter's ass, I am not brewing it. I am not brewing it. I think it's like, you're just having a discussion over it. You're catching little bits and pieces of it. As you walk in, he's like, look, I'm telling you, I'm not. He's like, hello.
Hello.
Taking like in how you're dressed. New here, huh?
One
just
critter-ass coffee, please.
He suddenly turns around and just moves some of the price. He's on a little slider, just moves the price thing so that it just went up by, €5.
I
saw that, and I respect the hustle.
Yeah. Good show. I enjoy that.
All right, first coffee this price, next coffee this price.
But is it real coffee? Because we're not down with that soy bull.
Soy.
No more.
He looks like he's gonna like leap over the counter at you.
Begging your pardon, my good man.
And Koik and Creature Craft coffee. It's all the rage. I'm down.
My associate here is not of the higher, finer things as you and I. As I adjust my giant scarf, because I got my hunting cap on, and I let my actual hand, which has been covered up by that scarf this whole time, and So, and then I'll order something.
And this
that
is
hand.
The place.
I've seen that hand. You on commercials?
I am indeed. Commercials, films. Yes, I've had quite a wonderful life. Thank you.
And I don't mean to brag, but if you have any tile work in your bathroom, there's a fair chance it came from my porcelain company as well. We're all very fancy folk.
Oh,
no
artistes. I love artistes. Wait, are you the starving kind of artiste? Are you the doing well kind of in vogue artiste?
And
I have 7 names. I'm fine.
Show myself to be like, do I look?
Oh, not the starving
I'm
artiste.
starving.
Perfect. Mr. What was the name again? Mr. Garfunkel. That's it. He says, if you would please. He goes to this big brass steam contraction behind him. There's like foaming and frothing, and he puts down this beautiful, elegant coffee cup in front of you. It's like, picture with your hand, please.
Of
I
course.
feel as though we should get like some sort of preferential brew or something if he's going to be doing free ad work for you.
Oh, this is just for me. Just for me.
Oh, it's for your pleasure. I see. That was my concern was much a brew about nothing.
Oh, I don't like puns. Don't.
Then we're going to get along smashingly. Hate him myself. It was accidental.
Very vulgar. Oh, thank you for the picture. You have that coffee. It's my
Definitely a
specialty.
grind to spend every day with him.
The special spice is gunpowder. It's mwah.
And I'll start
This is
swishing it around like it's
interesting.
mouthwash. It's delicious. Thank you very much.
20 grain, I think.
It's a fine
Yeah.
caliber of coffee.
Other than
I'll
pastries and
take a
coffee,
buckshot
that
of it myself.
seems to be all he sells. He makes a little time with you before he goes to other customers. What do you want to do?
Was this the address?
This is the address.
It's just 2 barrels of monkeys of fun here.
I'm gonna step in the corner and just kind of try to pay attention while things are happening in the shop. Just step back and try to disengage and pay attention a bit.
Me too, but in a network kind of way.
Yeah.
There is a network here. It's basically open Wi-Fi.
Not anymore.
It's all mine. You get no bandwidth.
It's like the end of There Will Be Blood, except it's bandwidth.
Right. Well, if you guys do kind of wait around and drink coffee for a bit, you see someone else who looks like he probably doesn't belong here. He kind of looks around. He orders a coffee, but he slides like a business card over. You see the host just kind of nod once, and he turns to make a coffee, and the guy just kind of walks back into a back room. Maybe 20 minutes later, he comes out, overpays by quite a bit for his coffee. And it's like just a transaction, like, enjoy it.
That is what I think we need to do as well. Let us do same.
Like I asked that guy for another business card that we can. But-
No, we have
Oh,
business card. Yes, you give him this business card.
Got you.
All right. So who does it?
I gave it to
He
Gantry.
doesn't like my puns,
I'll
so
go do it.
maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, I'll slide it over. We're looking for a little something, taste of home. Just kind of slide it over.
He kind of looks over and says, Mr. Garfunkel, I would not expect. And so you notice that when you slide it over into about the place where this other guy did, the card actually goes under. Now you can now tell is kind of like a black light. And there's like some information that shows up on the card as it passes under it. He's like, oh, Mr. Garfunkel, I was expecting you. Go on back. You'll find some crates labeled.
Thank you.
He
And then
turns back and starts making coffee.
I'll nod to the rest of them.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go help.
Go to the back, and there are shelves that contain bags of coffee beans and all kinds of like creamers and all kinds of spices and other things. You see, despite his words, there's a little cage of small furry animals crapping out coffee beans. And
I'm talking about.
it is kind of a maze. You kind of weave your way through. You're not really knowing what you're looking for, but then you come to the back wall, and there are shelves with crates. Some of them are just labeled with numbers on them, but then you see some that are labeled, have a little placard on them, and you see like Paul Art, Philip Charles Arthur, George Windsor, Simon Garfunkel, Cocknar. So yeah, there are some boxes here with your names on them.
Cool.
Are they discreet enough to put on our person, or is it?
They're
like
big.
UPS?
These
They're
are
big.
Yeah, these are fairly large crates.
Okay.
All bullets and stuff.
Any signs of like CCTV in here, or anything, or anybody else in here with us?
No, absolutely not.
Should
Is
we-
the means of egress out through the back or back through the front?
You're not seeing any other exit. You'd have, as far as you can tell, you'd have to get out the way that you came in. If anyone wants to check to see if there is any other way,
The
feel free to make some
the
rolls.
SUV is it here? Has it arrived?
you don't see an SUV here.
Probably
Do
in
I
this crate.
sense it in the network?
Ooh, good point. Okay, I tell you what. Yes, you hop onto the net, and you saw his public Wi-Fi.
Come on,
Back
baby.
here,
You got to be around here.
very small signal. So you didn't pick it up out front, but in here, yes, there is a small signal.
There.
SUV stands for sense your vehicle.
Yes.
If you walk over to it's just like a small cul-de-sac in the wall. You can tell though that the tiles look a little different on the floor. If you want to send a little carrier signal to that network,
Yes.
small elevator that goes down to a parking garage.
All right.
There are motorcycles, there's SUVs.
I just bring it this far back up and I'm like, just load this stuff on here. Zzz. I'll be with Mabel. I'll send the elevator back up. Zzz.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put my crate on the elevator.
Okay. And now there are other crates here other than the ones that are just marked for you. Do you want to do anything with those or no?
Does any look particularly big or interesting?
Well, there are 4 crates that are just numbered 1 through 4, and they're big. They're like 4 feet tall, 5 feet wide.
I don't really see any harm in peeking in with clairvoyance to y'all. I mean,
That's all right.
Yeah.
That I'm okay with.
How many dogs did we see on the train?
Well, you were introduced to 3
Okay.
or 4 actually.
And we were under the impression there were more that he
Yes.
was. Okay. Do these crates have like holes in them to suggest?
No,
like-
not at all.
Okay.
Stasis fields, electronics I can register with and get temperature data.
They're just room temperature. There's nothing active inside any of them.
Bzz, the elevator comes up. I'm like, I don't know what's in those crates. Bzz,
so I mean,
bzz. I
what's
knew
a
you were going to
session?
want to know.
Yeah, what's a session without me potentially making myself catatonic by failing a clairvoyance roll? Really?
Well, unless I throw in a glitch die, there's no chance of that
Okay,
happening in this.
okay, fair.
So if you want to just have a peek inside, one of them have a lot of air-to-ground missiles and launchers. One of them is filled to the brim with different types of grenades and other explosive ordnance. The other 2 are various things like Heckler and Koch assault rifles, armored vests, bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of stuff that maybe rebels would use.
Yeah, I've kind of soured on this establishment. So I'll let everybody else know what's going on here with these weapons.
I mean, they weren't attacking us. We just happened to be on that train, and then we trounced them. So
We do.
no,
have,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to need all that gear. You might want to throw some of it on the elevator.
Oh, I don't need to have the rebels coming down on us for no reason, right, guys? Like,
Yeah, I would hate to get
Leave him a
involved
note.
in local
Leave him a note.
issues.
yeah.
We trounced you on the train, but we left you all this stuff. Love.
The people that you probably want to kill now.
I thought we made a crew name. Did we make a crew name?
The
It took a
Taco
long
Bellers.
Yes, the Taco Bellers. Very dangerous sounding. Don't make us ring your bell.
Yeah, we did make the rebels run for the border.
Do you see? It all comes
Motel
together.
6.
When we're done with you can't leave the pots. What?
Maybe.
You got 2 big holes in you, front and back.
So undisturbed, or are you doing anything with them?
I have no intention of messing with crates that aren't ours.
Unless there's if there's a name or something on them, then I'll note
Just
it.
numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
But
numbers.
anything that would require anything more invasive, I want to.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we know in case we need some big guns that there might be something we can steal here. That's why I wanted to look in the crates, just to know.
It's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the parking garage, Technogy, now that you've got your network check on, apparently one of the SUVs do the blip blip when you get near, as it's keyed to your network pan. So like it just turns itself on, engine starts, you hear the door locks disengage. It's a black SUV.
What? No holographic camouflage with orc graffiti on it? Man, we're real slumming it here in Europe.
Let's start loading goods from our crates.
Yes.
It's
Once
got one of
we-
the backs that have the doors that open like this instead of the top to bottom. They
Oh,
open to
that's
the
good
side
for
like this.
shooting out back.
Yeah.
Once you start putting the crates in, you can tell looking at the joints where the doors are, it's armored. So the vehicle's armored. A lot
Can
of
we get
room
a-
inside. Most of the
Yeah.
back has been gutted so that you have more room.
I was just gonna say when we get the crates in the back, I feel like do an inventory, try to figure out, make sure everything's here. Looking for if there's any ammo for my gun, for my leg and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. Ammo for your leg, ammo for your drones, weapons that you're skilled in using. Like it's not your gun, but if you had a gun, the same kind of gun is in there. As well as some extra stuff. There's a couple of Ares Predator handguns with silencers, lots of ammunition, tasers and taser cartridges, a white noise generator, a bug scanner, a couple of maglock pass keys, respirators, a few armored jackets, climbing gear, including boots, pitons, like all the fall arrestor stuff. A couple of 10 clips each of explosive rounds, some flechette rounds, some smoke grenades, one missile launcher with 4 anti-vehicle missiles, a grapple gun, lots of rope. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
And again,
can
ammo
you
for the
copy
guns.
paste that? I got like half of it.
Yeah, I'll put it in. But yeah, the big thing is you've got climbing gear and you've got a few tools as well as guns, like
Like
you
be
bug
useful.
scanner, maglock pass keys, respirators, smoke grenades, all that kind of fun stuff.
The climbing of the side of the mountain is a possible mode of ingress.
Yeah, that's definitely what this is feeling like as a possibility for sure. Give me a second. I'll be right back. My cat is just getting into something and it's going to make noise.
Yeah, that's it's a nice tidy bit of armaments and tools that will allow you to go either quiet and stealth or big bang and kick down the front doors.
This is
Big bang.
they hooked us up.
Big bang.
Yeah.
I'm just holding the missile launcher. Here.
I
Didn't
think
even get that in my notes.
Beautiful. Is what you
Miss-
are.
Missile launcher.
Just rubbing it against my face.
It
Oh,
was an RPG.
After we're done,
Who's a good girl?
I'll give you a list once we're done for the night. I'll drop it in so we can keep track.
Yeah, I think half of it, but
the armored jackets.
The armored jackets are
Yeah,
tailored to fit each of
okay.
you.
Perfect. And what can they pass as? Like, could we have these things pass as like fancy clothes, regular clothes, casual clothes, or
If you're wearing thick outerwear, you could disguise these, but these are medium armor jacks, which are a little on the bulky side. But if you're wearing a coat, it would cover it nicely. And it's not summer here. I mean, like it's a little chill.
okay?
So in your personal gear that was left at the hotel, you would have some winter clothing that this would fit under just fine.
okay. This
I have
is
like crazy padded LED light coat anyway that's got 4 layers because not the physical type.
She was playing with a Stitch Fix box that was on the counter, which would have been fine except for the fact that she was about to knock it down. And I was like, oh no, that's going to be loud and you could hurt yourself.
We're not having any of that. No,
Yeah.
no. Okay, so you are teamed up. You've got an SUV that's it's got a deployable RAM plate on the front. It's armored. It has a few other gadgets in it if you want to get yourself accommodated their technology. Like the bullets they're solid, excuse me, not bullets. The tires are solid tires, so you can't flat them.
That's cool.
Yep. It has a winch on the front.
Ooh, I always wanted a winch on my SUV.
we just drive SUV upside the mountain.
Yeah. We'll put it on the RPG launcher, fire the hook up. We catches on something and we just winch ourselves up.
Yeah, we send Gantu up with the hook of the winch.
Halfway up a window opens, we look out, we make some witty quips, and then we keep going.
Yeah, we just Adam West that SUV up the side of the mountain with the winch.
You know what we could do? Got an idea. Strap the missile to my back. I'll hold some rope.
You up.
You just fire me up. I'll wrap it up. You all just climb up.
I love this.
Amazing.
Love that plan.
idea
I love that
ever.
plan.
And then I'll just roll a new character. It'll be great.
I don't see what could go wrong, really.
That's how Gantu wants to go.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Right next to it's a god damn it.
We got a few minutes
Sorry.
left. Is there anything else you want to do before you guys call it a day? First day in the town here. Anything else you want to check out? Anything else you want to check up on?
I want to ask the clerk about the rebel situation.
Okay.
The concierge. I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? When we were coming into town, there was a bit of a spot of bother with some rebels. And is that something we need to worry about? I mean, not necessarily in your establishment. I know you're a fine place, but, in town.
Oh, here, no. We have nothing interested in. No, not all.
What about
That is
overall?
problem for Berlin. No. We have nothing here they're interested in.
And if we're talking to them, I'll also inquire, playing the dumb tourist route. That's a beautiful castle up on that hill. You know if they do any tours? Well, any kind of
yes.
public.
You'll probably met our tour director coming in. Yes,
lovely woman.
Daily tours, Monday through Friday. You have your cheap tour where you stay in vehicle, just look out, take pictures. A more expensive tour of the grounds. You can come out, take pictures. Sometimes you may see the Baron. He's been in residence more so now.
I've heard he's a bit of an eccentric fellow.
Oh, yes. He made the cover of many of the holograms. He's the very jet setter, but
Yes.
not so much recently.
He and I seem like peas in a pod. That's wonderful.
We do not serve peas here. No peas. We hate peas.
Just a metaphor.
This is good news. Peas are terrible.
Yes.
I mean,
They are
but
Satan's dingleberries.
Mendel
as you might say.
originally crossbreeds just down the road.
So
All right.
And that was the first genetic study ever done. Sorry.
I'll collect information on like how to get a tour because that seems like something you probably want to do.
Basically,
we
you
need
go
to do
through the
that.
tour director, the woman you met coming off the train here. She handles everything. It's a small enough town, and they get only so many visitors a year that it's one person.
And I'll politely push him if there's any additional rumors or anything like that about the Baron that he might know.
Like who owns that pretty castle, and are they interesting people? I love interesting people.
He's somewhat of a recluse now. He does not do the jet setting so much anymore. He leaves us alone. We pay our taxes. He keeps us protected. Not that we need a lot of protection, but he keeps us protected. I understand he has a tavern here somewhere that does donkey shows. But
sorry, you said donkey shows. You said donkey show, not donkey shown, donkey show. Right.
His red face gets a little bit redder. It's like, that's just what I hear. The youth, the hostels, the youth hostel, they talk about.
Pietro to take me there pronto. Let's go. Okay.
Not a lot of nightlife, but you speak to those very ill-mannered, long-haired people in the hostel. They may know more than me.
Then I'll lay some. Okay, so make a note.
St.
of that.
Gretchen's bingo every Friday.
Probably good fish fry too.
Anything that's competitive, I think gets Gantu a little like, I'm taking that damn bingo pot. Is what I'm doing.
I'll just download every scrap of information about the castle, the Baron, and the surrounding area, and put it in my chip.
If you hit the public Wi-Fi, not here because there's not one here.
Right.
But while you were out and about, there's almost no information. I mean, there's plenty of pictures of the outside of the castle, very little on the inside.
But like the history and any anecdotes about it, because sometimes you can extrapolate internal spaces based on that. So, and some of it would probably be in the data bank from before we left.
You do find out that the castle was not originally part of the Baron or his family's inheritance. He purchased it 15 years ago or so. He's had extensive remodeling done to preserve the outside, but there's a lot of technology that went into it. Like, so apparently he has state-of-the-art communications there. A few other notable.
Really?
Yeah. The Baron has an extensive collection of automobiles, classic automobiles that he occasionally invites people to come and peruse.
I was gonna say we
He
could
supposedly
find
has
him on
one of
the road and race him.
the best esoteric libraries in the region, again by invitation only. And he used to throw great parties. Most of the intel of what the grounds looked like came from those parties, but that stopped over the last year.
Sure. All right.
If there's not any more just general information that you want to know, let's go ahead and end it here, guys.
All right.
You've got your base of operation. You've got a crap ton of tools, depending on what method you want to use to crack this particular nut. And you got a donkey show to go and watch at some point.
Yeah.
Better prep that for next time.
Yeah.
I'll just roll a video and you can.
No.
There it
Show
goes,
up late.
Notorious DMG TV.
Show up-
Putting the service in terms of service.
Yeah.
Nothing is more notorious than us.
Yeah.
Nice. Frendon, why don't you lead us out? Go ahead and
Sure.
drop any plugs you want.
Absolutely. So I just want to let everybody know that the DMG stands for Donkey Man Girl. And I'm Frendon. You could find me on Twitch, drawing tabletop pretty much every weekday. Little weird schedule-wise with the holiday, but I'll be back doing it soon. And I'm part of the Defenders of Kobold. We play tabletop all the dang time. Pretty much any system. We have zines and stuff. We have Discords. Check us out.
Jeff.
Yeah, Adventures in Lollygagging. Find us on twitch.tv/the Tomorrow night, we're playing Alien from Free League. You can catch Chuck and I over there. And then I think we're going to be trying to play some Best Left Buried on Friday this week. And I'm going to be in some games with the Defenders as well.
Christopher.
Thank God the channel's not DMJ, because somebody would not be being talked to by somebody else in chat. After that joke, I am one of two old guys from Two Old Guys Games. You can find our stuff on Goodman Games Official, Drive-Thru VG, and 2OGgames.com. I'm done.
We're notorious for a reason, everyone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chuck. Plug something.
Oh yeah.
For the
Defenders
love of
Kobold.
God, plug something.
Move
Actually,
the
in
topic
light
along.
of the donkey information, maybe don't plug anything.
Oh my gosh. This week, was it Tuesday? Right back here on Notorious DMG. Bert's running some first ed AD&D. Wednesday, we got over on Defenders of Kobold. I'm going to be running Rime of the Frost Maiden, the new 5th ed adventure, but I'm running it in Dark Trails. We got Friday running basic fantasy role-playing game, doing a little one-shot. And then this coming Saturday on Free League Publishing, I'll be running some more Forbidden Lands. So yeah.
Nice. And I'm Bert, primary GM and host of Steam, Steel, and Murder, which can be found at Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com, as well as a more and more frequent face on Notorious DMG. Maybe less so after this adventure. Good night, guys.
Bye.